Hi guys, you all know it's the day of the winter solstice. It's also the big conjunction of Saturn and Jupiter, and last but not least, it's the beginning of the Aquarius age. So I thought I'd do a check-in on DMDF energy and see where the connection is going at this time. Basically like a check-in, what's going on and what's the nearest future, and we will also pull some of the messages from divine masculine to divine feminine, what they want to tell you, but don't for some reason. What's on their heart, what's on their mind. So let's get started. First cards are going to be for the divine masculine energy at this point in time. Hope everybody's doing great. Okay, got the Lovers, Three of Swords in reverse, and the Queen of Wands. That's for the masculine. Then please give us some cards for divine feminine energy. The Moon, the Virgo Yin, the Star, which divine feminine definitely is, if you like this reading, please like, share, and subscribe. There is Six of Swords here. And finally, where is the connection going in the nearest future? Okay. Got the Hermit. Got the Two of Cups. And the Victory. How amazing is that? And the underlying energy is Four of Cups. Right, so the Four of Cups, by the way, tells me that it's an energy of, feeling that you're presented with this great opportunity. You can see the hand of God here with this cup, still kind of like in the contemplation mode rather than action, thinking things through, maybe healing from the, some third-party situation. It doesn't have to be a person, but, just realizing that wasn't healthy and recovering, and seeing this cup of opportunity. Yeah, let's see what we have here. So for the divine masculines, I see that, obviously with the Lovers being the first card, they are in that kind of floating in that energy of love, even if they don't necessarily fully accept it yet, but they do feel all those energies flowing. They do feel 5D connection with their feminine. They understand that it's bigger than just the physical attraction. It's something big, something grand, and they are in it, they're exploring it. We have Three of Swords in reverse, so that's healing from the heartbreak, melting their heart for their divine feminine. If they were keeping themselves at a distance, if they were cold, it's basically now the time when they are warming up on all levels and getting closer. The Queen of Wands is mostly how they see you, divine feminine. It's all this passion they have for you, but also is the queen, so basically that's how they see you, this queen that they're passionate about. It doesn't necessarily mean they're ready to act on it, but passion is about that state of essence, state of soul where you know, it's all fiery, right? So it's all this fiery energy. Then for the divine feminine, we have the moon, the star, and science, or Six of Swords. So yeah, the moon is all about, it's like I said, it's the yin energy, the feminine energy. It's oftentimes about secrets being revealed. And here in this deck, we have two dogs, which is basically, you know, twin flames, looking at the moon, which is kind of like half moon, half sun, which totally has a connection with the solstice and with the conjunction of the planets. It's also kind of like a double planet. It's not your usual way of, you know, how the planets are in the sky. It's actually very rare, but you know, it's happening, and both divine masculine and divine feminine are affected. The planets, you know, playing big game, and this is on the divine feminine side to me, because we are more in tune with all of these movements. We are more aware of them. It doesn't mean that divine masculine is not impacted. They both are, right, here. But divine feminine is a lot more conscious about what's going on, that a shift is happening, the new age is starting, you know, a lot of stuff is going on in the energy, in the air. So yeah, to me this reads as this new age of Aquarius comes in, the solstice comes in, and it sheds some light on the situation. It helps twin flames get some clarity, open up, you know, explore their passion for each other. So basically, whether you take this as a moon or as the sun, it shines light. It makes things clear. So that's what is happening. Then we have the star card, which is basically the divine feminine card. You guys are stars. Yes, so this is owning up to it, realizing what it means. And it's not just the word, it's not just saying to yourself, I'm awesome. Also, it's that as well. It's also realizing the important mission you have here and the importance of you being here. Not just for divine masculine, not just for friends and family, not even for yourself, but for the whole planet, for the whole mankind. You are a star that's supposed to shine for so many, that's supposed to help, and that's supposed to rise, you know, rise high and be able to help a lot of people. So yeah, that's deeper realization of that, or starting to fully grasp in that depth and you know, realizing what it actually means, because we hear a lot of that in twin flame stories, you know, and the way the whole purpose of twin flames is presented and the role of divine feminine. This actually is grounding into that and understanding what it means on a daily basis, right? What it means in my life. How do I make it, you know, work on this planet with everything that's going on? How do you kind of like mold this so you can be abundant, so you can be happy, so you can reunite with your person, so you can fulfill yourself fully, or realize your potential rather. The other card here is Science, just in this deck it's called Science. It's Six of Swords, just moving into the common world. But again, see this is again about astrology, about planetary movements. Hello, it's solstice time. It's the big conjunction time. So again, you can see here, and this is even in, I would say this is the exaggerated version of the moon card and the picture we saw here, because you can see how huge this planet is, how much light it sheds on Earth. And this person, the divine feminine, is, you know, she's lit by this light as well. Her eyes are closed, so it's shining too bright right now. She's holding on to a blanket. So it almost feels like it's, you know, too much information. It's all great, it's light, right? It may be, you know, it may be happy information, maybe healing, but it's just overwhelming right now. So there is a bit of that overwhelm and trying to adjust to this information so it actually settles in your conscious mind, and you know, you are comfortable to move forward with that and integrate it into your life and into the next steps of your journey. So for overall energy, we have the Hermit card, Two of Cups, Six of Wands. The Hermit, of course, is all about going within, exploring. In this deck, it also shows up, this guy shows up with a candle, and he's kind of protecting the fire. And of course, in twin flame terminology, that's very symbolic of the actual twin flame. So it's almost like for both, because it's the card from the connection line, so it's relevant for both twins. And it means that this connection is important to both of them. They are both protective of it, and they're trying, like I said previously, to explore it, to find out what it's all about. That it's not as simple as it seems. There is more and more depth, and they are patient to discover it, you know, to get out of their comfort zones, but also to explore it on you know, on their own, separately. Still like valuing it, still understanding its importance, feeling it, and you know, preparing for the next steps together. Two of Cups is of course about this love, this union of cups. In this deck, it's also about this, like it has these two embryos, which is about twin flames who kind of have been born, have been created at the same second as complements to each other. Of course, this is a super positive card, and this with this meaning, it means that this depths of love, of mutual passion, admiration, respect, you know, love on all levels as we know it, it exists in the connection. And since this is where it's going, right, because that was the spread, it's gonna strengthen. So basically, and it actually shows this kind of almost alchemy of this union, right? It shows this alchemy is gonna create something powerful. It's gonna grow, it's gonna develop over time. In the nearest future, you know, it's gonna be growing exponentially. The energy, the intensity, the understanding of what it means for each of the twins in their life, for the value that it brings in each of their lives. Apart from what, you know, the books are telling us, the readers are telling us, how it actually feels for the person in their life, what it brings in their context, in their specific scenario. This realization of kind of like putting the theoretical prism or glasses on top of the actual life scenario, understanding the value and the depths of the love. And finally, we have Six of Wands, which is victory. Have this guy who is actually surrounded by other people who look a little bit jealous of him, but he's got the rest, and you know, looking very confident. Also, look at this light blue coat that he's got. So it's also about this, you know, it's blue can be actually the throat chakra. So he's actually victorious in proclaiming his love, in going for his passions and desires. It doesn't necessarily have to be love for the divine feminine, right? Because we know that it's a lot bigger than that for both twins. And since we're talking about immediate next steps, it can be that this is divine masculine going for his wishes and desires, not you know, taking a stand in his comfort zone, not trying to play safe, not following the dogmas of society. He's victorious in pursuing his passions and desires. That's why other guys in this card are kind of like looking a bit suspicious at him, like, what? But he actually looks very happy and confident here with his wreath of victory. So that's all pretty awesome. Awesome energy. The planets are definitely making a change in the dynamic. And now we're gonna see some of the messages of the. Oh, and mind that for this card, it's to me it reads as a masculine, but you know, it could go for the feminines as well. So maybe it's one of your next steps of growth where you are holding back, or you're not telling the truth to others or to yourself about the situation, and this shows that you'll be able to take that step forward. So let's see what divine masculines would like to say, what's in their hearts, what's in their minds towards the divine feminines in the collective. So we have trust issues, which kind of explains why the important step is getting out of your comfort zone and speaking your truth. It's kind of hard to do with trust issues. The majority of us have them anyway, one form or another. So I would say it's a natural growth path on this journey. Mostly because twin flames are going through a lot of rough times and you know, different kinds of abuse, neglect, which creates those trust issues automatically. But there is a way out, so you know, it's all part of the journey, part of the growth process. I needed to make sense of this connection, which makes perfect sense with the cards that we saw and the message around that I got around now, you know, living into it, now understanding it consciously. That's it, right? So he needed some time to make sense of it. And I constantly look at your pictures and messages. Favorite of all times, of course they do. Whatever way they have, you know, with your knowledge, without your knowledge, if they found your social accounts that, you know, could still work. If you've been sending messages and pictures to each other, even more so. All right, so this has been the love reading for Twin Flame Collective, DM and DF, and also got some messages from DMs. Hopefully this was useful to you. Good luck with the next steps in your journey, and thank you for staying here. It was Victoria serving you today. Bye.